Friday, May 5, 2023. Today on The Young and the Restless, Abby confronts her mother. Sally stops Nick, and Adam and Chelsea deliver major news. When Lally enters Neil's jazz lounge, she beams at all the framed portraits of him that have been arranged on the table. She remembers being an adolescent and spending time in the coffee shop with her dad. She is shocked to see Daniel and says, "Daniel, you shouldn't be here. This is where your mom collapsed," she says, pointing. She is reassured by Daniel that he is well and cannot avoid the location due to a horrible recollection. He is happy to be able to pay tribute to Neil tonight after missing his funeral. Abby informs Devon that the party will be amazing and that the lounge is ready at the penthouse. They embrace. On the anniversary of Neil's dying, she questions whether he is prepared for everything. Devon is more than prepared in content with everything they have created. Tucker had a great idea for a tribute, he informs her. When Abby learns about it, she immediately calls it a serious overreach. Devon was grateful for the kindness. He only wishes Tucker will keep in mind that tonight is about Neil and not about him. After selling his business, he acknowledges Tucker remaining by their sides for him and Dominic. Abby wishes he will take the initiative to behave as a father figure. Devon reveals to her that her mother has also requested Tucker to move in with her at the Abbott residence, so she's not the only one who believes he might be redeemable. There is no doubt that Abby will speak to her mother. Ashley claims on the episode of Society that Tucker has a big surprise for tonight and that there's no turning back. She acknowledges that she might have handled it a little differently, but she still wishes for him and hopes Devon will realize how much he wants to get back together. It's worth a shot, according to Tucker. Ashley expresses to him her extreme pride in him. "Fingers crossed about tonight," says Tucker. Ashley claims she hasn't heard from Abby yet, but then she unexpectedly receives a text from her. She urgently requests that her mother come to the penthouse. Tucker and Ashley speculate. She knows. Chelsea at Crimson Likes queries Adam's motivation for the meeting. Adam wished to discuss the infant with her. He says the baby is a female. "Adam, you're having a daughter." Chelsea asks with a smile. "It's time to tell Connor about the baby," Adam adds, nodding. Sally's support is a question Chelsea poses to her. According to Adam, she pleaded with him to give Connor some time to adjust. He also wants to make sure he doesn't hear it from anyone else. "What do you recommend?" Chelsea asks, musing that it will surprise him. Adam remembers her saying that Connor would make a wonderful big brother, and that it might work out well for everyone. Chelsea declares that there is no time like the present for him to return from soccer practice. Sally, who is in her suite, notices the baby moving, and a flashback shows Victor requesting that she leave the city so that her daughter can be nurtured at the ranch. Nick shows up, kisses her on the lips, and inquires about her well-being. "I believe my father has called you to meet with him," she said. He is interested in what he told her. According to Sally, it was not what she expected. Sally assures him that there is no need to worry because she is not submerged in tears. Nick interprets this to suggest that he was correct, and that his father mistreated her. Sally speculates that Adam informed him of the meeting. Nick attests to it. "Sally, we're both very worried about you." They're not to blame, according to Sally. She is shocked that he didn't barge into society. Nick acknowledges Adam's advice to avoid it. His father is intimidating, and Sally acknowledges that the conversation wasn't enjoyable. If he went off on her, Nick queries. He was first cordial, according to Sally, but soon abandoned the gesture. He eventually revealed his true plan of action. "The rest of your father's cherished family and you, Adam, shall be protected at all costs by your father." Abby asks her mother at the penthouse what she might be thinking. Ashley claims that Tucker was actually prepared to leave town and that she was aware of his desire to be near Devon and Dominic. Truthfully, she wasn't prepared for him to leave. Suddenly, Abby says, "Oh my God, I've got my eyes wide open." Ashley cries out in outrage. This seems a little pitiful to Abby. Ashley cautions her to control her language. She observes a kind man who consistently acts incorrectly despite his best intentions. The idea that she asked him to move into their family's house shocks Abby. She now understands that this is regarding Uncle Jack. Ashley disputes this, saying that wasn't the main reason. Tucker was the cause. In so many ways, according to Abby, she will regret doing this. Ashley hopes she's mistaken and that this won't cause a rift between them. They embrace. Ash invites Dom to say hello. He's sleeping, according to Abby, and she needs to get ready. At the tribute, Ashley will run into her. Devon is hugged by Lily when they arrive at the jazz club. He predicts that the Neil Winters Jazz Lounge will be filled with lots of love tonight. Devon says he can't believe how much time has passed as he picks up the snapshot. He wanted to say so much, but he was never able to. He is immensely proud as he looks down on them, and Lily begs him to do it tonight. Mariah is greeted by Lily when she arrives to the gathering. Daniel gets apologized to by Mariah for his loss. He expresses gratitude to her. Mariah queries whether it's odd to see her and think of Cassie. Although it's not strange, Daniel claims that it makes him think of her. He offers to go buy drinks for the women. He gets wine from Lily. When Sharon enters, Lily and she begin to discuss Moses and Faith's inability to attend this evening. In the other corner of the room, Nikki and Victor discuss Neil, whom Victor describes as a close friend. It was mutual, says Devon as he approaches. They remark that without him, it's not the same. Sally encourages Nick to ease down in her apartment since she can feel his stress dissipate. Nick reassures her that he's all right and requests information about what his father said to her. Sally recalls that after congratulating her on the birth of the child, he mentioned her background and assured her that her daughter would never experience loneliness like she did. It was a really clever way to set her up, according to Nick. Sally acknowledges that she briefly believed he would give her a second opportunity. He offered to make up for ruining the talks with Jill and expressed regret. What was the catch? Queries Nick. Sally claims that when he offered to set her up any place in the world, he was really going for the kill because the kid would remain in Genoa City with the actual Newmans. Nick shook his head furiously. This is classic Victor Newman, according to Nick. Victor, according to Sally, still believes that she is the same person she formerly was since he has never gotten to know her. More than anything he could provide to persuade her, being a part of her daughter's life is important. She summarizes that now that he has revealed his hand, she is fully aware of the challenge she and her daughter would face. Nick apologizes for treating her disrespectfully and assures Sally that he and Adam support her. Sally no longer wants to discuss it. Worrying about what Victor might do next is draining. She is advised to rest, and Nick takes his jacket. She assumes he intends to go face his father and responds, "No, I won't allow you to go." Connor is happy to see his parents together at Crimson Lights and hopes the family gathering is unrelated to school. Adam makes the announcement that the group will shortly welcome a new member. Connor appears perplexed. Who's joining the family? He inquires. Adam claims Sally is having a girl. Since Sally is with Uncle Nick, Connor responds, "Sweet," assuming he will have another cousin. That he is the father, Adam explains. Connor's jaw falls open, which indicates that you'll have a baby sibling, Chelsea explains. Adam adds that families exist in all different forms and proportions. Connor questions Chelsea's approval of this. He is reassured by Chelsea. "Can I go upstairs now?" Connor shrugs. Connor doesn't have any queries, contrary to Chelsea's speculation. Adam claims he can speak with them whenever he wants. The youngster receives his assurance that he would always love him and that the little girl will never replace him in his heart. "Cool," replies Connor. "Can I leave?" Following, Adam admits to Chelsea that he's not sure if that was a good idea. She advises him to be patient. He beams as he envisions Connor finally getting to see his little sister. Chelsea considers her large extended family. Before approaching Devon to kiss him, Abby greets Nikki and Victor when she arrives at the gathering. He clarifies Jack's absence, which is understandable. Despite her complaints about her mother and Tucker, Abby claims that since meeting Daniel, she has no desire to voice her displeasure over a difference of opinion with one of her parents. Devon then speaks with Mariah, who expresses her admiration for the portraits of Neil that he and Lily created. She explains that Tessa is caring for the infant at home. They discuss watching their children grow up together. They're going to be best buddies, just like us, according to Mariah. Abby hopes Daniel won't have too much trouble getting there since it's close by. Daniel comforts her and gushes about how beautiful the location is. Abby relished lending a hand. It's good to see Lily and Devon getting along again, Daniel and Abby concur. If they will be seeing him more, Abby wonders. Daniel claims to work for Chancellor Winters, and he is pals with Lily, so perhaps. Sharon discusses Neil with Lily, Nikki, and Victor at a table. At that very moment, Tucker and Ashley come arm in arm. Victor seemed to be unimpressed. Nick grinned and asked Sally in his suite why she thought she could stop him from going to confront his father if he was determined to do so. Sally strokes his tie while singing about using her feminine cunning on him. She will demand, however, that he spoons her so she may take a short break. In agreement, Nick takes off his shoes. They get into bed together and embrace. "Everything's better when you're around," Sally tells Nick. He has the same sentiments for her. Victor is cautioned by Nikki at the gathering that now is not the time to inquire about Ashley's interest in Tucker. She has Victor's word that he will leave it tonight. Lally commands everyone's attention and states that they are here to pay tribute to Neil. Devon gives Neil's favorite cocktails and mocktails, compliments to the lovely Abby Newman, and says they're keeping things simple tonight. Everyone cheers. The pianist from the Hamilton Winters label, who will be performing their father's favorites tonight, is introduced by Lally. Devon states that they wish to recognize Neil's enduring influence in Genoa City through tales, music, and other means. Suddenly, a woman's voice can be heard saying, "I'm so glad I made it in time." It's Yolanda Hamilton, Devon's mother. Devon smiles. Tucker smiles, and they exchange looks.